Bradford Cash from LTG. We're here at the Polycom offices to talk to Ron Burns, a little product from ProtonMedia. Ron, take it away.
Hey, thanks for the opportunity to present to you today. So what you're seeing here is a product called ProtoSphere, and ProtoSphere is a virtual collaboration environment. Each one of these 3D spaces that you see here is actually an always-on phone call, but not any kind of phone call. It's actually a Microsoft Link phone call. So we're a Microsoft partner, and we're ingesting Microsoft Presence, text chat, and we can also dial out with Microsoft's voice over IP technology. So one of the first concepts here is that the endpoint now in the conference call, instead of it being a phone, is actually an avatar, one of these characters here. The avatars, by the way, can move about in 3D, so I can walk around the room. I also have the ability to change my camera angle. I can walk around in first person if I like. And then my colleagues are here from Philadelphia. Hey, Tom, can you say hi to the crew here?
Hey, Ron, good evening. How are you?
So you hear as soon as Tom talks, the voice over IP kicks in, the voice on his avatar moves. You'll see we also have a gesturing system, which is kind of interesting. I can wave to Tom. I can give him the thumbs up if he's done a good job. Hey, Tom, if I was really boring you right now, how might you indicate that in a nonverbal way to me? That's right. Thanks, Tom. I appreciate that. But the avatars are not just for fun. They're actually a way to represent identity and context in these calls. So for example, if I right click on Tom, I can pull up his link contact card, his SharePoint profile. We can search SharePoint Server 2010 and find out who's an expert in what given field and invite a person into a room based on the relevance of that match. We also have the ability, by the way, to right click and send a private message or initiate a private voice call avatar to avatar. A lot of the work that we've been doing here at Polycom is related to our UC boards. Here I'll use my laser pointer to point out. We have these surfaces that are actually very interactive. And for some time we've been working on the video component. And you'll see here we have a stored video. And that video is running at 30 frames a second in high definition. My character's still running around at 30 frames a second as well. Actually pretty hard to do, to get the 3D motion that fluid and also have the video that fluid. But these, and by the way, you see when I click in, we have a context-sensitive interface. It's really important for this interface to be easy to use for the average enterprise user. So you see I have my application sharing, my annotation capabilities, and I have the ability to flip through all different kinds of content. For example, if I want to do e-learning courseware, I can do shared state e-learning courseware. Just flip through a few pages here. But see, we're actually together working on an e-learning course, right? Now, how do you get content into the space? One of the concepts of ProtoSphere is to actually make spaces persistent. So we're trying to implement persistence, content, and identity for the remote worker who needs to be trained and who needs to collaborate with their workforce. So in this case, if I have a file on my desktop that I want to share with everyone in the space, all I do is pick the file on my desktop, drag it to the surface, and it's left there persistently. That's powerful. First of all, very easy for anyone to figure out how to do. Not a big learning curve here, but it's a way to create rooms on the fly to work in. We think it's a better way to collaborate. Now, the reason we're here at Polycom today is we've been working with the Polycom Partner Program to integrate Polycom's video telepresence systems. Because although we do love our avatars and we love our content sharing, we think there are times where you want to have a more intimate kind of experience. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to right-click on this board. And now you'll see that one of the options, other than share my desktop or add file or add text, is called Add Video Call. So now I can just put in the phone number of the Polycom MCU or video telepresence system, and it will automatically configure a Polycom call that's shared state in 3D. So we'll give it a second to configure here. You are now, and then we have the MCU talk to us there. Hey guys, how you doing? And so you're seeing there a video telepresence call talking to a virtual environment. And we're both in real time together. And you can see I hire very good looking employees, don't I? Especially that guy there with the glasses. That's Shang Chen, our CTO. Hi, Shang. Thanks for joining us and being so late, East Coast. And that's Tom Bevavino, one of our esteemed sales engineers.
Do they have avatars also currently in here that are...
There are their avatars right there.
Those are them too? So when you're dragging in other different... Cool. So when you're dragging in different documents in here, like a Word document or a presentation, And you could
They
just
can move their camera angle around by their avatar.
retar.
Right?
Yeah.
But we can also get reaction of video. Right? So we think it's a powerful way to think about work and reconfiguring work. So we're really excited to be working with Polycom on this.
That's very cool. So, is there situations where you have several companies coming in? They come in with their own avatars, probably showing off a little bit of what they're doing and throwing it into the virtual world. Is that kind of what this is trying to do?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, collaboration is not a small thing anymore for companies, right? Companies are shutting down buildings and sending people home to telecommute. They're partnering with external partners many times in different time zones and in the East. So traditional web conferencing, we don't think covers that kind of use case. We believe that you really need to have a higher level of engagement and immersion to connect big workforces over distance. And for example, Merck Pharmaceuticals, which is a large pharmaceutical company, has gone public with their use of our product for something called PACRA, the Pan-Asian Clinical Research Association. And in that context, they have multiple clinical research organizations and other life sciences organizations coming together to do training together in ProtoSphere. So it's a perfect use case where learning and collaboration and distance come together. And in this case, here we have a virtual lab where scientists can work together on discovery. But when you have complicated data to cover off, there is value in expressing that data in 3 dimensions. So we think the why 3D question can be answered by big data. Big data needs more dimensions to be displayed in, and we think big people problems deserve a better way to be online together than just a name on a list.